Aaron from Sega Train here, come to talk to you today about attachment to outcome and how this desperate attachment to an outcome can really harm your health and fitness goals. And not only your health and fitness goals, but your goals in other areas of life, like relationship goals, career path goals, those sorts of things. Now, what do I mean by attachment to outcome? Now, say for example, you have a goal weight, and in your mind, you desperately need to get to this goal weight, or else you're going to be unhappy, you're going to be unsatisfied, you're going to think you're ugly as fuck, you're going to be beating yourself up. So you've got this goal in mind and you desperately need, you have this desperate attachment to get to it. Now, why is this a bad thing? Many people would probably say, Aaron, why is that such a bad thing? Isn't that motivation? Isn't that how you get motivated to want something? And I would say, sure, it can be motivation to get to a goal, but it's not really A, the healthiest, mentally healthiest method to get there, and B, it's not going to be a fucking fun time getting there. So think of this as well in relationships, and some of you may have experienced this from one or both ends of it. I definitely have been on both sides of this in the past, where you have a person that you like and you desperately need them to be happy, and when they're not there, you are unhappy. And what ends up happening is you're so attached to this person that you end up smothering them, you end up not giving them space, you end up pushing them away ultimately, you end up stressing, obsessing. Now this same thing can be applied to your weight loss goals or your health and fitness goals. If you are so desperately after this certain weight that you need to reach, or else you're unhappy, or you're ugly, or you're unsatisfied, it's going to be such a horrible, horrible process to get there. You're not going to enjoy it. Every day that you don't get closer to your goal, you're going to be upset, you're going to be stressed, you're going to be beating yourself up, you're going to probably cut out more food or restrict more food or exercise harder and longer, to a point where it becomes obsessive and unhealthy. And the irony of this sort of thing is you get so hung up on the weight, you sort of forget about enjoying the process to get there. And by forgetting about enjoying the process, you lose motivation and you probably don't even get there at all. How does that apply to relationships? When you need that person so much, you don't enjoy being around them. You're so worried about them, when they're going to leave next. You're so worried about them going out with their friends. You don't know what's going to happen. So how do you get around this? How do you get this healthy attachment to the outcome? Now, what I would argue is it's a bit of a sort of a conflict. You want to take that goal seriously, but you don't want to take it so seriously that it takes over your life, causes unnecessary stress, and really makes you an unhappy person. What I would argue you need to do is set the goals, set a realistic time frame, undertake the behaviors that work to get you to that goal, and then sit back and do the best you can, understanding that it may not be a smooth sailing process. So that allows you time. You can set your exercise sessions. You can take efforts to eat healthy food. You can enjoy the process. You can sort of sit back a bit and not obsess about it so much. Do the right things, but don't get hung up on immediate outcomes. And the irony of that situation is that because you're a bit more relaxed, because you can sit back, take your time, build healthy habits, you're going to love it. You're going to really look forward to exercise. You're going to look forward to healthy food. And every once in a while, you're going to jump on the scale or whatever your method of measurement is, and you're going to be like, wow, so I've made some progress. I've been doing what I set out to do. And that's the main thing. Making progress, not obsessing about not being at the goal just yet. You're not highly attached. You're not so desperately attached to that outcome that it suffocates you. It holds you back. So think about ways in the past that you may have been overly obsessing and desperately needing a certain outcome, and how you can maybe take a step back this time and take a bit more relaxed approach to it this time. Not so relaxed that you don't take it seriously, like take it seriously, but that unhealthy obsession always holds you back, makes the process unenjoyable, and oftentimes when you get to the goal that you set out to get to, if you get there, you can't keep going. You can't keep the habits up because you haven't enjoyed it. You really haven't enjoyed it. Something to mull on